went into that round. Coming from round 3 on Little Rock, my confidence was to the roof. And I felt better than I've ever felt driving my car. The car felt perfect. You know, I added sway bars back to the car. I've drove the car every event without sway bars because I had my spring set up to run without them. But adding the sway bars made the car smooth. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, the car didn't have no body roll because the springs were so stiff, but the sway bar added smoothness. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but the car feels better with a sway bar. So that helped my confidence because I was able to just drive with confidence. Not that I haven't before, but it was better. So all the nervous and jitteries wasn't there for round 3 or 4 because, like I said, the last 2 rounds I've learned more and more. Like, don't get me wrong, this year is like my first year for doing crazy tandem, like close tandems. Before, like last year, I would do like some follow runs, nothing crazy. But this year, the competition has progressed me a lot. So, as you can see in my runs, it was a solid run. I went against Brandon Goodman. He's an awesome driver. And like I say, you can't progress unless you're driving with drivers that are better than you. And being able to drive with all these guys that we drive with this year. This year we had very good competition. So I qualified 26, which was a little low, but it was low because everybody's score was super high. So I think my score was a 91 qualifying score, but we had all the way up to a 99 qualifying score. I think Justin Bowers was a 99, and there were so many ties in the qualifying. Like, it was so hard. Like, we had to go to our second run to find out who got that position. So from like position 26 up was like a 90 and up, which is crazy. But I went against Brandon. We had a good run. So I had to chase him first run, and I was right on him, and it was a solid run. But when I did my lead run, I did touch the cone. I might have touched it too when I was following, but I bumped the cone over and I dirt dropped it on one of the corners. But you know, I started putting a gap on him right off the get-go. I mean, if I wouldn't have done a dirt drop or touched the cone, I probably would have won that battle. But like I say, I'm super excited to be driving with these guys. They have helped me a lot. And I've been saying this year is my year for practice. Next year, I'm gonna be one of the top contenders. I can almost bet that. And Joe Boosum, he has helped me a lot too. Yeah, he's kind of like watched me drive throughout the year. He's gave me some pointers that have really helped. So, you know, it's competition, yeah, but at the end of the day, everybody's friends and everybody helps each other. You will not find a better motorsports to be a part of than drifting, especially with MB Drift guys. Like, love them all to death. It's like going to see family when we go to an event. So as you can see, we finished this year off. I'm not sure, last round, I was 10th in the points. So I'm sure with this event, we had such good driving and everything kind of got shook up. So I'm probably not gonna be in the top 10. They haven't released the scores yet, but I'd imagine I'm probably gonna be 14th or 15th in the point. Out of 32 cars for my first year competing, I'm super happy with that. Like, there's not one regret from this year. You know I can do better next year, and I can't wait. I'm still undecided on what I want to do with the car because I don't know if I want to take it apart and add a little more power, or if I just want to change my gear ratio, because my gear ratio is terrible. Like, I'm using first gear for pretty much all of this year. Little Rock's the only track that I've actually used second gear on because my first gear is just so long. So I might end up doing a gear change, maybe rebuilding the transmission so I can actually shift it under full throttle because it does not like to shift at high RPMs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But this year was amazing and I cannot wait for next year. You know, when I first started drifting, I said I would never get into competition. That's not what I wanted to do, but I've honestly had more fun competing than I have running fun runs. And you know, I might even want to do Pro-Am one year. You know, that's kind of like an option for me now. I just want to get the car completely dialed. I'm gonna get a cage in it. That's my next major thing. I might try to contact cage kits and see, because their C5 kits have been on back order, and I would really like to do the cage myself. I have a tubing bender, but I do not trust myself to bend my own roll cage. Everything I've heard about the cage kits, they go in, weld in, and you're done. So that's probably gonna be what I do this year. Probably cage, rebuild a trans, do a diff, and the car should be solid. I thought about going with a Mega Mantis kit for the angle, but I mean, the mini kit has been doing me well. So, all right, well, that's gonna be the end of this video. I appreciate you watching. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.